It usually happens at 3 a.m. You wake up, staring at the ceiling, and the thought hits you like a physical punch to the gut. You are 50 years old. Maybe 55. You have worked for 3 decades. You have paid taxes. You have raised children. You have done everything society told you to do. But you look at your retirement account, and it is empty. Or worse, it's not empty, but it has $40,000 in it, which given inflation is basically the same thing as empty. You feel the panic rising. You do the mental math, and you realize, I am running out of time. The runway is disappearing. If this is you, I need you to listen to me very carefully. You are not alone. There is a silent crisis happening right now for Generation X. We are the sandwich generation, squeezed between aging parents and dependent kids, and we forgot to pay ourselves. But panic is not a strategy. Shame is not a solution. And regret is a waste of energy. You cannot use the strategies of a 30-year-old. You don't have the luxury of 40 years of compound interest. That ship has sailed, but you have something else. You have wisdom, you have peak earning potential, and you have the ability to execute extreme measures that younger people cannot. Today, we are throwing out the standard advice. We are installing a new operating system for your finances. I call it the Zero Savings Protocol. It is not easy, it is not comfortable, but it is the only mathematical path to go from broke at 50 to secure at 65. Before we begin, a crucial disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not personalized financial advice. I am sharing strategies for educational purposes. Every financial situation is unique, so please consult with a certified professional before making major investment decisions. Now, let's get to work. Part 1. The mathematical reality. To fix this, we first have to look at the math without flinching. Most financial gurus will tell you to save 10% or 15% of your income. If you are 25, that works. If you are 50 with zero savings, saving 15% of your salary is mathematical suicide. It will not get you there. Let's look at a hypothetical scenario. Let's say you earn $80,000 a year after tax. You spend $75,000 to live. You save $5,000 a year. That will last you about 3 years in retirement. The standard math fails because you have lost the leverage of time. So we must replace time with intensity. The Zero Savings Protocol is built on a different equation. We aren't trying to build a nest egg to support your current lifestyle. That is the trap. You are trying to build a nest egg to support an optimized lifestyle. There is a concept in finance called the freedom number. This is the amount of money you need invested to never work again. The standard rule is 25 times your annual spending. If you spend $80,000 a year, you need $2 million. At age 50, with zero saved, getting to $2 million is nearly impossible without winning the lottery. But watch what happens when we attack the equation from the other side. If you can learn to live on $40,000 a year, you don't need $2 million. You only need $1 million. You have just cut your finish line in half. This is the core philosophy of the protocol. We do not earn our way to safety. We shrink our way to freedom, and then we earn our way to abundance. You have to accept that your current life structure is too expensive for your reality. We have to perform radical expense surgery. Part 2. Radical expense surgery. I am not talking about cutting Netflix or brewing your own coffee. That is feel-good advice that doesn't move the needle. If you are 50 and broke, we need to cut thousands, not tens. We need to look at the big 3: housing, transportation, and ego. Let's start with housing. This is usually the biggest bleeding wound in a Gen X budget. Many of you are living in homes that were designed for a family of 4 or 5. But the kids are gone, or they are leaving soon. Yet, you are still paying to heat, cool, tax, and insure empty bedrooms. You are paying for air. If you have equity in your home, but no cash in your retirement account, you are house rich and cash poor. That is a dangerous place to be. You cannot eat your drywall in retirement. The protocol suggests a radical downsize. If you sell the big house and move into a smaller condo or a cheaper neighborhood, you accomplish 2 things immediately. 1. You potentially unlock a chunk of equity to jumpstart your portfolio. 2. You permanently lower your monthly burn rate. But let's go a step further. Let's talk about the nuclear option, geo-arbitrage. If you can work remotely, or if you can consult, why are you paying first-world prices for your existence? In the US or the UK, a middle-class existence might cost $4,000 or $5,000 a month. I know this sounds extreme, Moving countries at 50? But remember, you are in a crisis. Extreme problems require extreme solutions. Geo-arbitrage allows you to save 50% of your income without feeling like you are suffering. Next, transportation. This is where ego comes in. If you have zero savings, you have no business driving a $50,000 car. Period. I see so many people in their 50s driving luxury SUVs because I deserve it. You know what you deserve? You deserve not to be greeting customers at Walmart when you are 75. A $700 monthly car payment, invested over 15 years at 7%, grows to nearly $220,000. Look at that number. $220,000. That is the cost of your car. Is that leather seat worth $250,000 of your freedom? Sell the car. Buy a used Toyota or Honda for cash if you can. Drive it until the wheels fall off. Your ego will heal. Your bank account won't. Part 3. The income sprint. Okay, we've stopped the bleeding. We've cut your expenses down to the bone. Now, we need to pour gasoline on the fire. We need income. You are in your peak earning years, but you are also facing a market that prefers younger, cheaper labor. So how do we compete? The consultant pivot. We stop acting like employees and we start acting like businesses. You have 30 years of experience. You know where the bodies are buried. You know how to manage compliance or HR or operations or logistics. A 25-year-old can code faster than you, but they don't know how to navigate corporate politics or manage a crisis. The protocol requires you to launch a side engine. You cannot rely on a single paycheck anymore. That is too risky. You need to monetize your specific knowledge. If you are an HR manager, can you consult for small businesses that can't afford a full-time HR director? If you are in logistics, can you offer supply chain audits? If you are a project manager, can you teach PMP certification on the weekends? Weekend calendar, turning from leisure to billable hours. This brings us to the most painful part of the protocol, the 60-hour rule. For the next 5 to 7 years, you are going to work more than you want to. You might work your 9 to 5 and then work 15 hours on your side business. I know. You're tired. You thought by 50 you'd be slowing down. But we have to pay the debt of the past. You are buying back your freedom. Every extra $1,000 you earn from consulting goes directly into the Freedom Fund. We do not spend side hustle money. We invest it. Think of it this way. You are compressing 20 years of saving into 7 years of work. It is a sprint, and like any sprint, it will end. But you have to run it. Part 4. The catch-up portfolio. So, you've cut expenses. You've increased income. You have this pile of cash. Where do we put it? This is where people get dangerous. They feel behind, so they try to catch up by gambling. They buy crypto. They buy options. They buy penny stocks. This is not investing. Stop. You do not have the time to recover from a 50% loss. If you lose your principal now, it is game over. We need aggressive growth, but we need structural safety. IRS catch-up limits. The government actually gives us a gift here. It's called catch-up contributions. If you are over 50, the IRS allows you to put more money into tax-advantaged accounts like 401ks and IRAs than younger people. For 2026 and beyond, these limits are massive. You can often put away over $30,000 a year into a 401k if you include the catch-up. Why does this matter? Because every dollar you put in there reduces your taxable income today. You save on taxes now, which frees up more cash flow to invest. It is a virtuous cycle. As for what to buy, keep it simple. The data shows that very few people beat the market over 10 years. A low-cost, broad market index fund, like an S&P 500 fund or a total world stock fund, is your engine. Yes, the market goes up and down. But over a 10 to 15-year horizon, it is the most reliable wealth-building machine in history. However, because you are older, you need a cash buffer. The protocol dictates that you keep 6 to 12 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. Why so much? Because if you get laid off at 55, it might take you 6 months to find a new job. Ageism is real. Your emergency fund is your shield against bad luck. Do not invest your emergency fund. Part 5. The mindset of a legacy. I want to address the emotional elephant in the room. The hardest part of this protocol is not the math. The math is simple. Spend less, earn more, invest the difference. The hardest part is the ego. Your friends might be upgrading their kitchens. They might be leasing new cars. They might be going on European cruises. And you are going to be driving a used Honda and working on the weekends. You will feel like you are losing. You will feel less than, but you have to remember what you are playing for. They are playing the status game. You are playing the survival game. In 15 years, when they are stressed about debt and forced to rely on their children for money, you will be sitting on a paid-off porch, possibly in a beautiful low-cost country, with a portfolio that generates enough cash to live in peace. Real wealth is quiet. Real wealth is the ability to wake up in the morning and not worry. You are building a legacy of responsibility. You are breaking the cycle of financial chaos for your family. When your kids see you make these hard choices, they learn a lesson that no school can teach them. They learn that it is never too late to take responsibility. So, here is your homework. Tonight, I want you to calculate your freedom number. Not the number for your current life, but for your downsized life. Then, I want you to pick one major expense to cut this month. Just one, but make it hurt. You are Gen X. We were the latchkey kids. We drank from the hose. We figured it out then, and we will figure it out now. You are tough enough to do this. If you want to know exactly how to set up that consulting side hustle I mentioned, or if you want to explore the math of moving abroad to Panama or Portugal, make sure you are subscribed. We are going to cover all of that in deep detail on this channel. Your future is waiting. Go write it. Please support the channel and subscribe.